Hey, welcome back to Cincy Fish Dudes. My name is Paul and I'm currently lost in the woods today. Not really, but gosh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. This section of the forest hasn't been changing at all as far as leaves, but we're well into October. Interesting. Oh well. Hey, let's do something fun today. We're different. You know, I'm not gonna wade. I tried that last night. You'll see that in a bit. But today I'm just gonna grab a novel, a couple rods, and some worms. And I'm gonna sit on the bank and see what kind of species we can pull out of the Little Miami River today. So join us on this episode of Hey, before we get started with today's fishing adventure, can I tell you how I get fired up every morning? Magic Mind. We partnered up with them, and I've been doing this every day for a week now. I took the 7-day challenge, and I can't tell you, the benefits have been wonderful. Improved clarity, concentration. You know, I'm woke up and ready to go without those caffeine jitters. So you can take it without coffee, or you can take it with your coffee. It's wonderful either way. Magic Mind gives you that sharper mind with lower stress and a calmer energy, but a good energy. Also, Magic Mind's not loaded with just some weird stuff. It's got vitamin C, vitamin D, B12, potassium, all the good stuff to keep you going. So if you want a discount and use our discount, check out magicmind.com/CincyFishDudes and use our code CincyFishDudes20 and get yourself a good discount. And it's been fun. It's what gets me going in the morning. Gets me the inspiration to get out there and fish. So let's go. Let's get out there and fish. Thanks, Magic Mind, and thank you for watching this episode of Cincy Fish Dudes. Gonna pop it on a small hook, snagless weight, throw it out there on a you know, catfish baitcaster. Who knows what we'll get. Okay. About 5 years ago when I started this channel, I always fished in this section of the Little Miami River system. I would just sit out here at night and go for multiple species.
Sometimes, but the thing is, like, white bass and hybrids, they hybridize to such a degree that they're, like, you need a DNA test to really tell. It's the same thing with sauger and saugeye. Like, when you live in an area that has both of them, when you catch the hybrid, you really just have no clue. It's hard to tell. Yeah, that's a little hybrid.
Got it. Hey, new species for the year. New species. So while we wait for another bite, let me tell you a little bit about myself, if you don't already know. Uh-oh. Although, I don't know if this guy's gonna survive. It looks like he choked it a little too far. I hate that. Anyways, my name is Paul, if you haven't already known. I grew up in the Loveland, Milford area along the Little Miami River. And I still live there with my family of 4, my wife, who's a school teacher, my 2 kids, who are twins and are currently in junior high. Little Whitey. Okay, since I appear to be catching white bass and hybrids, I'm going to change up my system. I'm going to do like a double high-low rig with a weight on the bottom. This is like a drop shot. I mean, it's exactly like a drop shot, but with worms, live baits. I'm going to double up and go after some of those white bass and hybrids with this setup. And then I'll get back to telling you a little bit more about myself, if you even care. Anyway, I did my undergrad at Miami University. I was a scientific and technical communication major, also English. And on the weekends, I would go home and work at this restaurant to make some money. And that is where I met my wife. And, you know, that was in the late 90s. And that was the same restaurant I met Paul and Neil. Paul was a dishwasher and a line cook. And Neil, you know Neil from Cincy Fish Dudes. Neil, he was a busser. And, well, both of those boys are doing very well in the restaurant business. They own the Governor in Milford. That was on the Diners and Drive-Ins, the Guy Fieri show. And they have a new restaurant coming out in Milford. And that's going to be called Flamingo Drive. So stick around. You're going to hear a lot more about that. It's going to be awesome. And long before fishing was a more serious hobby for me, I was in many bands. I've been a guitar player since the 90s. Played all over the country, even played in London, England. Humble brag, I won a Cincinnati Enquirer Instrumental Guitar Player of the Year award in the early 2000s. And I still dabble on that. I have a band that we play covers a lot at the Little Miami Brewing Company.
This is the sexiest song ever written.
You know, I love the Little Miami, don't I? Even the brewery. And I also do work with the Little Miami Conservancy, helping clean the rivers, and I do promotional work for them and stuff like that. I currently work at a local Cincinnati college. Speaking of the band, I'm going to play at the Little Miami Brewing Company on October 26th, 2024, if you're watching this video in a couple years from now. So if you live in the area, come on down. I play from like 7 till 10ish. That's not late. That's not late. And I get breaks so I can come out and say hi. Let's drop over and let's talk fishing, talk whatever you want. I love meeting subscribers and other fishermen in the area, and fisherwomen, and fisherwomen. But I've seen my metrics. I know most of you guys are guys. So many dudes, fish dudes. I've mentioned before that I have 2 kids, and they are awesome. I know I might be biased, but I got no complaints with those 2. They do great in school. My daughter is on the dance team, and she's going to be doing that at the game tonight. And if you've been around here for a while, you know my son, Hayden, the Cincy Fish Kid.
I'm a future fish dude, and today we're gonna get on some big old kitties. Channel catfish.
Keep going, buddy.
So I would have, you know, that crappie was huge. I know.
He's had several episodes there of this channel where he ran himself, and he's currently a superstar goalie for a Premier Select soccer club here in Cincinnati.
Oh gosh. Nice.
If you watched our channel earlier this summer, my wife narrated one of our videos.
I have no idea what kind you just caught. Oh, it's a smallmouth bass. Number 20. No largemouth, that's a big mouth.
This channel would not be possible if I did not have an extremely supportive wife. I mean, I have never, and I fish a lot, I have never gotten any flack from her. She encourages it, thinking that might be because she wants me out of the house. I might be annoying at home. She just wants me out of the house, but this channel exists because of her encouragement, and yeah. All right, let's put some new bait on. Also, get that in the right spot. Before I was a fisherman, before I was a guitar player, I was a filmmaker. Well, not really, but I've been making movies since I was a little kid, back with an old Betamax camera, VHS cameras. I have 6 or 7 different YouTube channels. I have lots of different hobbies, guys. I'm sorry. I gotta mind that races. I gotta keep busy. But I love editing and the whole video process. It's never a chore to me. I've been doing this for this channel for 5 years now, and I get just as excited to sit down on my laptop to cut these videos as I do filming them. Sometimes more so. Sometimes filming these involves standing outside in 30-degree weather or wading in 50-degree waters without waders, or flipping kayaks, falling into holes. That doesn't happen when I edit. In the winter, I try to scale back the fishing a little bit, mostly because I get fisherman's elbows from fishing all summer, spring, and fall. And so I hit the gym hard in the winter, and also go down to the Cincy Fish Labs and make my own crankbaits, jerkbaits, fun stuff like that. Because the region I live in, it's not very fun to fish in January and February. And also, you gotta have an off season. You gotta have an off season. We got another fish. Definitely not a big one. It's like another hybrid. Another hybrid on the worm. Got any big brothers in this area? Big sisters? All right, let's move spots. Okay, make sure I got all my garbage. All right, we're clear. 2 hybrids and a white bass. Nothing of size, but you gotta love it. You gotta love bank fishing for multi-species on relaxing, beautiful days like this. Before I head home to have dinner with the fam and take the boy to practice and the girl to the game, I'm gonna move to another spot, see if we can get some different species, like this area here. Let's give it a shot. Looks like we got some fellas down there fishing on the banks themselves. Actually in the river. Shirt off in the water in October. You gotta love it. I got some lines soaking right now. Just a couple more worms left from that box. and we'll get out of here. Whoa! We got a fish on? Please don't be a turtle. Haven't had a turtle yet today. I'm due to have one though. This is definitely the bigger of the fish today. Catfish, channel cat. All right. That's a new species. That's a new species for today. Hey, Mr. Channel Cat, how you doing, buddy? You're just a baby. Channel catfish on the worm. All right. Get out there, you little mud puppy. All right, we got one more bite. Got another hybrid. Got one more, a little hybrid. Lots of little hybrids tonight. 3 little hybrids, a white bass and a channel cat. Oh well. Nothing big, but what a glorious afternoon here on the bank. Just fishing worms, old school style. And seeing what we can catch. You never know what you're gonna catch when you're just throwing in live worms. It could be drum, channels, white bass, hybrids, smallmouth, largies, you never know. That's what's fun about it. This was a low-key day. I appreciate you. I appreciate you sticking around this long. And if you have, write the word hybrid in the description below. I'm gonna get this guy back out there. And you know, I appreciate you sticking around this long. My name is Paul. This is Cincy Fish Dudes. If you like us here on YouTube, you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and the Fish Brain app, where we post sometimes where we catch these things. Sometimes. We'll be back in 1 week. Here's some thumbnails relevant to maybe this time of year or this section of the river. Have a great weekend, guys. You've been watching Cincy Fish Dudes. You know that.